Anomalous energy signature detected in Sector 7 Gamma, announced Junior Sensor Operator Zilk Thar, his voice carrying the formal tone required on the bridge of the Keldari defense cruiser Vigilant Guardian. Pattern matches no known Confederation vessel. Commander Eslik Vey floated over to the sensor station, her body's chromatophores shifting from a relaxed blue to an alert orange. Among the Keldari, such involuntary color changes were considered embarrassingly primitive, but even the most disciplined officers couldn't fully suppress their evolutionary heritage during moments of genuine alarm. Magnification, she ordered, her four eyes focusing on the holographic display as it zoomed toward the disturbance at the edge of Keldari space. The image resolved to show a vessel unlike any in the Galactic Confederation records. Angular and asymmetrical, with visible weapon emplacements and armor plating that made no concessions to aesthetics, the ship seemed designed for a single purpose: combat. Analysis? Commander Eslik Vey demanded. Senior Tactical Officer Nevdur consulted his console, antennae twitching nervously. Configuration matches historical records of human military vessels, Commander. A ripple of color changes cascaded across the bridge crew as the word human registered. Though few Keldari had ever encountered a human, every educated citizen knew the stories. Humans, Deathworlders from a backwater system who had somehow survived the Scourge Wars when more advanced civilizations had fallen. Humans who had refused membership in the Galactic Confederation, preferring their independence to the security of collective defense. Humans whose unpredictable behavior and remarkable adaptability made them both valuable allies and dangerous enemies. "That's impossible," Eslik Vey stated, though her hide had darkened to a deep crimson that betrayed her fear. "Human territory is 17 sectors away. They've respected the boundary treaties for 60 cycles." "Nonetheless," Commander Nevdur insisted, "the ship configuration is unmistakable. It matches the pattern of a Terran Alliance Devastator-class battleship, specifically the newer Nemesis variant." Communications Officer Real Finn turned from her station. "Commander, we're receiving a transmission from the vessel. Audio only, no visual." Eslik Vey straightened her posture, forcing her chromatophores to return to a professional blue-green. On speakers, a voice filled the bridge deeper than any Keldari's, with harmonic resonances that suggested a creature possessing dense muscle and bone, rather than the cartilaginous structure of the Keldari. "Keldari vessel, this is Captain Alexandra Novak of the Terran Alliance battleship Indomitable. We are on a diplomatic mission to Confederation headquarters on Axis Prime. Our plotted course passes through the edge of your territory. We transmit formal notification as per Section 12 of the Border Transit Accord. They're telling the truth about their course," reported Navigation Officer Tick Saw, highlighting the projected path on the tactical display. "They're skirting our territory by the minimum safe distance required by treaty." Commander Eslik Vey signaled for the transmission to be muted temporarily. Tactical assessment? Nevdur's antennae flattened against his head, the Keldari equivalent of a grimace. "That vessel outguns our entire defense fleet, Commander. Its main graviton lance could split our ship in half with shields at full power. And that's just the weaponry we can identify. Why would they send such a warship on a diplomatic mission?" wondered Eslik Vey aloud. First Officer Ziv Marek, who had remained silent until now, spoke from his position at the environmental controls. "The humans have an expression, Commander. Speak softly and carry a big stick. It is their custom to negotiate from a position of strength." Eslik Vey shot him a look of surprise. "I did a cultural exchange semester at their academy," Ziv Marek explained. "They're not unreasonable, just cautious and prepared. Recommendations? Protocol dictates we acknowledge their notification," said Communications Officer Real Finn. "But we should also alert High Command immediately." HFY nodded. Do so, and deploy our sensor drones to monitor their passage through our space. Keep to passive scans, only no targeting locks. She signaled for the channel to be reopened. Captain Novak, this is Commander HFY of the Keldari Defense Force. We acknowledge your notification and grant passage according to treaty stipulations. May I inquire as to the nature of your diplomatic mission? There was a brief pause before the human voice responded. Thank you, Commander. Our mission concerns emerging threats in the Perseus Arm that may affect all spacefaring civilizations. The details are classified, but I'm authorized to inform you that we're responding to intelligence about Scourge remnant activity. The bridge fell silent. The Scourge, the biomechanical hive mind that had nearly obliterated all sentient life in the galaxy 3 centuries earlier, was supposed to be extinct. The final purge campaign had eliminated the last known Scourge node 50 cycles ago. Understood, Captain, HFY replied, keeping her voice steady despite the chromatophores on her neck flushing a deep purple. Would your government be amenable to sharing this intelligence with Keldari High Command? We've prepared a data package for Confederation members. I'm authorized to release a preliminary briefing to your government now, given your proximity to the transit corridor. Within moments, the Vigilant Guardian's secure data systems received an encrypted transmission. The preliminary analysis caused murmurs of alarm among the senior staff. Long-range scans confirming Scourge energy signatures in the Hrelar Nebula, Nev-Dur reported quietly. The humans detected it first because their deep space sensors exceed Confederation technology by at least a generation. HFY made a quick decision. Captain Novak, we've reviewed your preliminary data. I'm dispatching 2 of our fastest vessels to accompany the Indomitable to Axis Prime. They carry our most experienced Scourge combat veterans from the last conflict. We appreciate the support, Commander, came the human's reply, with what sounded like genuine respect. It seems our species may fight together once again. After the communication ended, First Officer Ziv Marek approached HFY privately. You're committing ships without High Command authorization, he observed. Commander HFY's chromatophores had settled into a determined green. If the Scourge is returning, we'll need the humans. Did you know that during the final purge campaign, it was a human fleet that held the line at Orion's Veil? 3 human ships against 17 Scourge hive vessels. Only 1 human ship survived, but they didn't retreat. I've heard the stories, Ziv Marek acknowledged. They're not stories. My progenitor was there, serving on a Confederation support vessel. Her inner eyelids closed briefly in remembrance. She told me something I never forgot. She said, if the galaxy burns again, find the humans. They don't know how to surrender. Across the darkness of space, the massive human battleship altered course slightly to accommodate the 2 approaching Keldari vessels. What had begun as a warning about an intruding vessel had transformed into something else entirely, the rekindling of an alliance forged in the memory of shared sacrifice. And as reports of the Scourge's possible return spread through the Confederation, other species found themselves experiencing a curious mixture of dread and hope. Dread of the enemy that had nearly destroyed them all once before, and hope because the humans, with their terrible warships and incomprehensible resilience, were already moving to confront it.